everybody. Welcome to the Forum Thread Podcast. I am with Opera, and here with me tonight, I have got these lovely people. Mr. Wartburg.
Hey, how's it going?
Sorry to interrupt, but what podcast is this?
112.
I don't know. The next one.
112!
And that was
the
what
podcast.
Oh, don't sync off of that.
God damn it. Do we need to do this again?
No, keep going. It's fine.
Alright, Chaos Mana.
Hey!
And Nobod. The cult never
Sync
bothered
here.
him anyway.
And Wobwave, you're supposed to introduce me again so it can be sync, but whatever. Chaos, you'll figure it out, right?
Yes,
It's the moment
I have the
passed,
Evayer running as backup, so we'll be alright.
Listen, Doug, you don't edit the podcast. You don't know the struggle.
I know. This is my special gift to you.
So, as part of the big news, which everyone
Fallout
else
4.
is also already beating around crazily, the trailer that was just released today for the new Fallout game.
Fallout 4.
What is your opinion so far?
It's so goddamn colorful.
I think it looks fucking awesome.
Yes!
The Wasteland never bothered
Number
me.
one thing
a
I
GIF.
noticed.
I saw a GIF where it showed what the publishers did when creating this trailer, and it was like contrast to 100%.
Well, seriously, Fallout 3 looked exactly like Oblivion, except the whole thing was covered in shitty brown color, and that was about it.
That's
this
the
time
color of
around,
the apocalypse?
actually, yeah. Well, at least
It's
this
what
time
nuclear
they've added
fallout
some
leaves.
variety. Yeah, I mean, hell, it shows some of the cityscapes and stuff, and you have this nice red glow from the firelight or light or whatever it is they're using. But there's some ambient color, so that it looks like each location looks a little bit different, even with just the color palette. So you're not just looking at the same. Oh, look, more of the same color of brown everywhere.
Well, I will say
I
that
approve of
during
these changes.
the show, the visuals of 3, I mean, was kind of co-developed along this when Oblivion was in its cycle. So, we knew they could do it, but there was the decision to not do it because of the point of the whole where the universe is set in. And
So Fallout 3 could have looked like Oblivion.
well, I mean, they could have added the colors and stuff, but they didn't because
it was Oblivion. Fallout 3 was Oblivion. It was the same game.
it
same
was a
character
stylistic
model,
choice to not
all that
to
shit.
use a more muted color palette to fit the world.
That being said,
It had
looking at some
something
of
to do with budget.
looking at some of the screenshots for Fallout 4 where they've started adding color, it looks awesome. I posted a picture in the Skype chat of this. It's just a picture of a Securitron that's covered in rust, and it looks beautiful because the colors are actually really good. I know I keep going on about the colors, but it looks way
Well, I
better.
heard one big criticism I heard on a different site. It was they complained that it didn't look like a desolate nuclear fallout wasteland like it was supposed to, but that it looked just more like a bunch of abandoned.
Well, maybe
buildings.
Boston didn't get hit as hard. You know?
That's true. I mean, in the Fallout lore, Boston is supposed to be a little bit more advanced than
Because they had the
the
Institute.
DC wasteland. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the Institute obviously survived, and I'm guessing it wasn't able to take it didn't take a full.
Well, yeah, they have
A-bomb to
enough
the base.
capacity to build a frickin' android that's in Fallout 3.
That is true.
That's pretty damn advanced, especially for a post-nuclear apocalypse world.
So is
This trailer
none?
also hovered on some sort of big mechanical robot-looking thingy of impressiveness too.
I believe that's just the
That-
T-45
well,
power
they're just
armor that's in the.
That and the Mr. Handy.
No. Yeah. I mean, it's all
I don't
very
know.
shiny and nice.
I don't know, but it looked pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah. I just hope the
that
Institute
dog,
though?
captured aliens. That's what I want. I want more aliens in the Fallout world.
That would
Yeah,
be.
I
cool.
liked the addition of the dog too. Whoever
Well,
just
that
said
was
that
in
was
Fallout
that you,
3.
Nobod?
Yes, bark bark.
I don't remember a dog in Fallout 3. Then again, I only played 40
It
hours.
was,
It was
dog meat.
missable, but it was a lot better to play with the dog.
He was
Dog
dog meat,
fucking
right?
useless.
He was dog
Was the
meat.
dog? Did a dog act
Yeah,
like
dog
a
meat.
follower companion to you?
Yeah.
So you could essentially have two companions.
Just like the
Let me tell you the story about
just like the one in
when I got
Vegas.
dog. Yeah, well, the one in New Vegas was Rex, and he was a cyborg. But let me tell you the story about dog meat when I first got dog meat in Fallout 3. I go to the junkyard, I pick up dog meat. I'm like, hey, dog, follow me. I go 20 feet, into a subway tunnel. Dog walks on a landmine, gets blown up. I'm like, oh, cool.
Did you use the perk where dog meat had puppies?
I didn't have enough time with dog meat to even be. I had them, and then I was like a poke, and I'm like, I don't need puppies to be blown up on landmines. I'll just go with like another poke. I don't need that.
Yeah. Though I will say,
But-
Fox is the OP companion.
Which one was Fox?
The
Super
super mutant from
mutant.
3 who
Fox.
just
I was thinking of
like he's gonna kill everything and just mow him down with his Gatling.
I'm pretty
laser.
sure Boone would just headshot him from
Dude,
from
he has a
fucking.
Gatling laser and he's a super mutant.
But he can't
No
snipe
contest.
things from before.
The
you can
Mr.
even see
Gutsy
them.
was the best.
Yeah, his stuff, like the stuff he'd say, was fantastic.
Just because he spouted like patriotic nonsense.
Yeah,
as
he was
his
like
whole
if Ronald Reagan was in a, like, or Richard Nixon was like in a robot, the stuff they'd say.
The OL3, which is the name of the robot, is actually a reference to Early Omi, who voiced a character in Fallout Tactics. Because it's OL and then 3/E is like a...
Wait, what was Fallout Tactics? What was that?
Oh, it was like a strategy game. It was pre-Fallout 3.
I never played that.
Did Bethesda do that one, or
I don't think so. I think it was still
the former
Interplay.
developer?
I just
But
read
was
all the
that in
Wikipedias and the ones I
Chicago?
didn't play.
Yeah, I believe that it was in Chicago, and it was by Interplay still, I believe.
So I have something that's I'm really curious about this video that I want to hear your guys' take on, since you're a little bit more familiar with the world than I am. Is that at the end it shows the one dude kind of walking off without any sort of protection on with his German Shepherd, and like this is like just after it shows a nuclear blast, and it looks like the war. I want to say this world probably takes place like closer after the nuclear bomb happens, or the fallout
Well,
actually
it's-
happens. So like, what's up with the dude without any sort of protection, just wandering down the street with the doggy?
Well, Fallout, like the series, usually takes place around 100 to 200 years after the falling of the bombs. So it's still like the radiation dies down, and that's sort of like the traditional getup of when you first start the game, is that Vault jumpsuit. And I believe his is Vault 111, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
that was
that's
what it
why
was
he
in the
wasn't
trailer.
wearing his power armor, so that they can just show off, like, that's you. You have a dog. You have this shit.
Yeah.
Also, what vault
And,
Does
is
that
that?
mean we'll also have a voice? Because he spoke to the dog too.
Yeah.
Called him
Oh, yeah.
buddy or pal or something.
I think
Your character's gonna have like full on like Mass Effect style conversations with everyone.
Yeah, I think
I
that
would be
kind of
okay with
genre's
that.
learned a lot about how to make main characters. Like look at ones like Dragon Age Origins. You couldn't talk, and now they can't move that character into the sequel. Dragon Age Inquisition, because everyone made a different character, no voice. There's no consistent characterization. Whereas like Dragon Age, like the
Yeah.
2 and Inquisition, the main character talked, so they can be used in different games because there's a consistent characterization. Which I like
I actually
too.
had that issue going from playing Mass Effect, then trying to replay Skyrim actually, and then when you click on the dialogue option and you don't hear your character say anything, and instantly the NPC replies back, I'm like, oh, I actually kind of wish that my character had a voice every time I clicked on the dialogue here. That way, there's actually a conversation happening, not just the NPC spouting stuff at me.
Yeah,
One of the
Maybe-
things I
maybe
really...
Bethesda will do something like that.
That
Go
would be
ahead.
great, because one of the things I really loved about like Fallout 3 New Vegas is that if you put your intelligence really low, your character's conversations are just like nonsense.
the funniest thing you ever read.
They're pretty
Yeah,
dang
and
good.
then I would love for there to be a voice to that.
And then if you raise your medical skill really high and you go to the airfield, you'll be saying like really medical things, but in a really stupid way.
Yeah. Though I really can't
Cut
wait
that
for like
off.
the technology to get to the point where like you can give a game an audio sample and then it'll build the character voice around yours.
Oh, like some... I was thinking of like Hatsune Miku, where it's like that Vocaloid, but using your own voice.
Pretty much.
Oh
like,
my
yeah,
God,
you give
can
it
we
like
use
you have to
Hatsune
say
Miku?
certain sentences that are built into the coding, and then the way you say them will influence how the character will sound in the game.
That would be great.
That's weird.
I just want to use
Because
Hatsune
as
Miku
consoles
now.
and PCs get more powerful, I think that's something that could definitely be done. It'd be pretty cool.
Well, speaking of, one thing that I read that Bethesda was really excited about with the release of Fallout 4 approaching is that with the advancements of technology between, from Fallout 3 to Fallout 4, that they said that they're allowing themselves to be much more ambitious this time around. So we could be seeing a lot more interesting and some really exciting features implemented this time around that never made it into Fallout 3. They haven't said exactly what, but they did say that they did use the term ambitious. And usually coming from Bethesda, that's a big word for them.
Though in video games, that can also mean buggy as fuck, because they tried to do stuff the console wasn't ready for. Because they built this thing before the Xbox was announced.
Yeah, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few.
True,
bugs.
but that's the only thing that's giving me pause is the 360 was a well-established console before, and same with the PS3 before 3 or New Vegas came out, and those games were pretty damn buggy. They were building this game before the Xbox One or PS4 were even announced to the public.
Well,
and they're not being made for the old consoles. So
Oblivion Oblivion began development before the Xbox 360 was ever released, though, and it had some bugs in it, but they patched all the big issues really quickly.
True.
They're pretty good about doing that.
Oh yeah, I understand that, but it's more even now, I still have problems with New Vegas all the time. Every other time I start a new game or something for a video, it's gonna crash. It's frustrating. But yeah, I love the series. The lore is fantastic. I can't wait for the story because it's there's just so much good stuff they could go with. It's gonna be awesome.
I wonder how much it's gonna connect to the previous games. Is there any hint about the actual length of time?
No, I think that'll be E3 stuff. I mean, as iconic as Fallout 3 and New Vegas have been for the last gen, they're gonna reference the story in the gameplay demo or something. Especially being so close to the Capital Wasteland, they kind of can't ignore it. Because even in New Vegas, they hint at the Brotherhood of Steel stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I stepped away to use the restroom real quick. But did anyone mention the airship that they saw in the trailer?
That's gonna be cool.
And how that might tie into the Brotherhood of Steel?
I don't remember an airship.
There's a big ass blimp.
A second. But in Fallout Tactics, I believe it was introduced that the Brotherhood of Steel, the reason they're on the East Coast, is they had a convoy of airships, and that might be one of the airships of the Brotherhood of Steel making their way there. And they show a Brotherhood of Steel paladin in a vertibird taking off.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering what the story will be if maybe the Brotherhood of Steel is going to be possibly the villains, replace the Enclave as the big bad guys on the East Coast, maybe. What book? I know.
Or maybe they are the Enclave and they're coming back.
Well, it shows maybe it's possible.
But will there be a Chinese invasion?
Probably not.
I don't like this game.
Yeah. Sorry, this isn't Operation Anchorage.
Fuck.
That was a lot of fun.
Will there at least be a simulator of a Chinese invasion?
Fallout 4 is just a nuclear simulator.
Of a Chinese
at
building.
the end.
You're just building a nuke the whole time.
I just want to know the story of Vault 111, because all the vaults have cool stories. So I want to know what this.
I'm also very interested in the fact that this trailer did flashbacks before the nuclear blast went off, and it looked like they used the in-game engine.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means. I don't remember seeing that in the previous Fallout trailers or not. So that could be really interesting if they actually do some flashbacks to the moments before it all happened.
The tutorial levels is the past.
Oh, I don't know.
I
don't know how they're going to tie it in, but all the characters that they showed were rendered in the game engine, so it would make sense.
This is going to lead to some very scary moments in some mission where you're going to be walking through some of the subway, and then all of a sudden on the underground transit, and all of a sudden it's going to flash back, and there's going to be people walking around. There's going to be kids laughing, and the kid comes up to you and goes hi, and then he disappears, and there's a zombie in front of you, and you're like, oh my god, a ghoul.
That would be interesting if they did cinematic stuff
Cinnamon actors.
Well, there's they could do something like a Mr. House type characters having a flashback or is telling you a story of how the world got to the way it is and all that. There's a lot of different things they could do with it, and I'm pretty excited.
Maybe
I don't think it'll be Mr.
Maybe
House.
That's the story of.
I said a Mr. House type character, someone who was around when it happened.
You are in fact Mr. House.
He didn't go to Boston.
Mr. House. But what was that vault that was in Fallout 3 where it was the people in like the cryotubes and it was like this simulated
Wasn't that-
like
Yeah, that's what I was
1950s
talking
America?
about.
Yeah, wasn't that Vault 112? The one with the Gek?
I'm not sure if it was 112.
Google.
Yeah, it was
feel like
112.
we're
You had to go to get the purifier from Braun and all that to make get the Gek and make everything work.
I think so.
Yeah.
Let me look.
Yeah, it was 112.
Vault 112. Oh, it was?
Yeah.
So what if like that's the story behind Vault 111 is that you actually are from the pre-apocalypse and were like, I don't know, frozen or something, and then you leave 100 years later. All this is speculation, obviously, but
Because it could have been
That
one of
would
those
make
like
sense
we're gonna
to-
test cryosleep and see what happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would also be a good way to tie in the like flashbacks that they were showing in the trailer too. Like this is what it looked like moments before it all went to hell. Like
Wait,
if you actually
Google's
got to
saying
play
it's-
through some of that.
Google's saying it's Vault 87.
No, that was the one where the super
Google.
mutants were. That's where you like.
That's
Yeah.
where you go and
Yeah.
look for it?
Well, that's where you actually get the Gek. You go to try to find the Gek in 112, but it's not there.
Oh.
oh, that's right, and it's in the super mutant
Yeah.
inhabited one, right?
That's where you find
Okay,
Fox and all that.
Yeah, because they're like on the same side of the map, which
Yeah.
I think is why I confused.
And then
them.
you go and face an army, and Fox is all like, I don't give a fox. And he shoots them all.
Fox is like, I can't let you do that, Fox. Because the first time you said Fox, I immediately went to Star Fox. I was like, what?
I was thinking Guy Fox,
Do a barrel roll.
the 5th of November.
Oh,
I was thinking
that's why
Fox
Tejan
Mulder
said that.
from
Tejan was so
X-Files.
far ahead of us. He's the one that did the barrel roll. That's what Tejan said at the beginning of the stream.
Of course, Tejan would go there.
Well, we went there. Tejan just went there first. An hour ago.
He's a pioneer.
He's a Tejaneer. Let's get it right.
But yeah, another thing, like a lot of people have been, I've been reading some stuff about it, so I wasn't talking there for a second. But like people are like, oh, the graphics aren't that good. Like, have you played the other Fallouts?
They're like leaps and bounds ahead.
Yeah, and it's
Like,
never even
I mean,
been that graphically great. Like New Vegas compared to
It's always
like,
been pretty ugly.
what else came out in the year New Vegas came out? Was that Mass Effect 2? Or
Or
was it the year after Mass Effect 2?
Let me look. Because Fallout 3 came out in 2008, so
Yeah.
it's...
Pretty sure a couple
7
young children
years.
came out. The year New Vegas came out.
Mass
let
Effect
me
2
look.
Yeah, basically.
launched
Get
2010.
it.
And,
Really?
Oh, yeah, so that's the same year as New Vegas.
Yeah, and comparing the two, it's, no brainer. Mass Effect 2 is miles ahead of it in terms of graphically how it looks. Way more polished, everything's a little cleaner, but it's not the aesthetic of the game. Which
Yeah,
is, I
you
think, the
don't play
more important
Fallout.
part. You play Fallout for, like, the weird story, the VATs, like, all the side characters and stuff. That's why you play the game.
Weird
Well,
monsters.
and even the style was fundamentally
Oh,
different.
yeah.
Whereas, you have the big open world in the Fallout games, but in Mass Effect, it may be really pretty and polished to a shine, but it's pretty much, I don't want to call it a rail. You're not on a rail exactly, but it's a very linear progression.
Yeah.
Not a lot of
And
freedom
here's the
there.
best progression.
Well, yeah, that just from the jump. I mean, they're totally different styles. Like, I can't fault
Yeah.
the New Vegas look because that's its look. Like, it's what it's for. It's part of the aesthetic of the game. It's
Well.
the environment. It's the 50s style. It's how everything looks, and it's cool. I like it.
Wasteland.
I'm glad that they've stuck with that
Yeah.
style too. It's almost, I don't want to say it's timeless, but in a way it does still kind of feel timeless. Maybe because that's just the way pop culture has been treating that. Like, is it the futuristic 50s style that they're going with, or is that futuristic 60s?
50s.
I'm not sure which.
It's 50, yeah.
And I just want
futuristic
like Three Dog
50s.
to be like, and here's why we don't have new music because everything that was digitized, when the power went out, we lost all of it. That's why we only play 50s music. Sorry.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Be very
What
rare.
could... Do you think Three Dog... How close is Boston to...
No, Three Dog
DC?
is in the game. There's a GNN poster.
Really?
Yep,
That's
and he
awesome.
has confirmed that it's him.
Oh
And
my
Ron
gosh.
Perlman today on Twitter confirmed that it is him in the trailer and all
Pretty
that.
excited.
That is great. So it's definitely in Boston then. Like,
Oh yeah, I think it's
because
more
even though they didn't confirm it,
half the
it's
map's going to
definitely
be
there.
Boston, and there's
It
going to
turns
be
out that they were just looking at like a postcard that was really 3D.
yeah, because like the mountains and the hills and stuff you see, Boston's really flat. Like, so like that isn't there. So it's a lot of people like maybe they're truncating Massachusetts into just like a whole part in your map. Like one section's going to be like the Appalachians and stuff, and the rest is going to be Boston.
One section. What's a section?
What if everyone in the
St.
game
Massachusetts.
speaks to that accent? Like even the super mutants. That'd be great.
I want more about the Super Mutant Army and their Fallout, because that was really cool shit.
Oh, but that was like on the West Coast, right? With what's his name?
Yeah, but if this is going to be after that, like that army has dispersed and like Marcus and stuff, like they're going to leave that area and everything. Maybe they go back east.
That's true. I know that one tree in Fallout 3,
Yeah,
the
Herbert.
talking one. Yeah, he was from Fallout 2 was his first appearance, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he made it, and apparently the Brotherhood of Steel made it because they have the blimp, which I'm still convinced the blimp is for the Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah.
So maybe that's interesting.
Okay, so I'm going to serve as the uninitiated here for any listeners who are not as familiar with it as you, because I'm not familiar with it. What is this Brotherhood that you keep on talking about? Please
basically,
explain it to me.
They're like from the military, the pre-war military, and then after the bombs fell, they like hunkered down in military bunkers, and eventually they adopted a philosophy of we need to keep advanced technology out of the hands of people right now because they'll just kill themselves again. So they collect like advanced robots, laser weapons, and like the most advanced technology that they can get their hands on.
Yeah.
As a way of keeping it out of the hands of the unwashed masses. And sometimes they're really pricks about it.
But yeah, again, it depends. Like in Fallout 3, there are two factions of the Brotherhood. Like one's like, hey, we're going to kill the super mutants. We're here to protect people because we have all this technology. Let's protect the people. Let's be the good guys.
Okay, so what are the super mutants? What are those
They
super
were.
mutants you've mentioned?
There's this thing in the Fallout universe called the Forced Evolutionary Virus. Am I saying that right, Wub?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like a way that they were trying to like make humans like immune to disease and all that kind of stuff. Once people were exposed to it, though, it all of a sudden starts like massively making a person generate tissue, so you get huge. But it also diminishes your intellectual capacity generally. There are a few, obviously, that
Like Fox.
that is
so you're like
basically
you're like a Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, you're kind of like the Hulk who can't. You're the unintelligent Hulk, basically. Not quite to that extent, but that's kind of the gist of it.
Wait, so is this something that can happen to you as the character, or just that's happened to people?
To people.
Yeah.
Aw, damn.
But like some
become a
people like
super mutant.
Fox, who's a super mutant, get incredibly intelligent. But that's extremely rare for people to maintain like an intellect afterwards. Unless you were in the Master's Army, who's a guy who was trying to make the perfect race and use the FEV to make everybody a super mutant. And
the Master fell into a big vat of FEV and got really gross.
So he's basically the Fallout's version of the leader from the Hulk comics.
I was thinking like the Gravemind, but that works too.
True. I could see the parallel.
Yeah, because they're all like squished
And you're right,
together.
Fusion. Fuck those Deathclaws. Oh my god. I died more times to the Deathclaws than I did to anything else in the Fallout universe.
Did anyone else here play Fallout 2?
Yeah.
No.
Because you can get a intelligent Deathclaw companion, and he's
Really?
pretty awesome. Yeah.
There is wasn't there in one of the Fallout 3?
Yeah, the DLC, Brotherhood of
DLCs,
Steel, you
you
get a collar that can make them fight for you.
Yeah. Be snazzy.
Yeah, and the FEV is also like a strain of it is the end game for the bad guys in Fallout 3.
And also what makes the Deathclaws, I believe. I believe they used it on like...
Using a lot of shit.
Well, they used it on, not geckos, but it was like some other reptile and made Deathclaws. And they're like, neat.
What are Deathclaws? Okay.
Essentially mini Godzillas with horns.
Oh, I thought there
And massive
did it
fucking
show one of
claws.
those
Yeah,
in the
you see
trailer
one.
for Fallout
Yeah.
4? Okay, yeah, that looked pretty sweet.
Yeah,
they
they're
are the
badass.
biggest
And
pieces of
they will
shit.
fuck you up. Because they're fast, they have really long arms, and they lunge really, really fast.
Now, I need to look up some pictures of this now.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm trying to remember the name of the intelligent Deathclaw in Fallout 2.
There is a Deathclaw in the trailer, and
Yeah.
you should be able
Yeah.
to pick it out even if you don't know what a Deathclaw is, because it looks like a menacing
Yeah,
ass
that's what I
creature.
just said.
The thing
Oh,
that
sorry.
looks like death and has claws.
And horns. It's very horny. and that's why it comes to rape you.
What?
Well, that's not literal rape, but more like kill
Rip
you
you limb from
instantly
limb.
because it has a critical hit chance.
What is that cat?
Aw, they're so cute.
What
adorable.
is?
Oh, yeah.
The Deathclaws.
Oh yeah, the Alpha Deathclaw from New Vegas. Fuck those. Fuck that mission.
It died.
We had
I would totally have one of these as a pet.
the male, like the alpha male and female. Oh man, I had to use a fat man. It was the only time in the game I really had to use it, and that was it. That and the giant super mutants in Fallout 3.
Oh yeah,
That was a fun mechanic,
alien black.
like the traps they'd set up and stuff. Like the one where you got to get into the shopping cart and take the bear just for the thing to come at you. That was cool. That was some sneaky shit. I loved it.
I took that and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And then you turn because it's like this big open like train yard is where that one was. And I turn around and I'm like, "The fuck's that in the distance?" Oh wait, that's not in the distance. Like what the? It's
Yeah, and then it hit you with a giant fire hydrant. Yeah, that was one of the coolest achievements I think of the last generation. Kill all 5 of those. That was a ton of fun. Yeah, just the random shit in the universe in Fallout is my favorite. I mean, we could talk about Fallout for like 20 minutes.
Well, dude,
what else is there to talk about?
Fallout 4 has been teased for.
Welcome to the Fallout cast.
Yeah, it was such a big announcement that there was announcements for the announcement of the announcement. Like there was the big countdown. Everyone was like huddled around, basically, waiting for it. And then the other half of the people were like, "Wait, what's going on?" And then all of a sudden, the trailer's out.
Yeah, apparently the trailer came out ahead of schedule.
Really?
Something
No,
along
the
those lines.
website
Like
leaked
the countdown on
the box art and pre-order stuff like an hour before the trailer went live.
Yeah, but and it was still a count. Like, they had a countdown going on the website for when like new stuff was going to be revealed, and like they just completely disregarded it and went ahead and been like, "Yeah, screw it. Let's go ahead and announce it. Announce this shit."
And it made everyone happy that day.
Yep.
Even people.
That day. Today? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, where were you in a pre-Fallout 4 world?
Blissfully unaware of Deathclaws?
Is Deathclaws alone gonna make you want to play this game?
Maybe.
Deathclaws alone will make him
I'm
want to
looking
not
at
play
the
this
art,
game.
and I'm looking at the hand, the hand size of these things in proportion to the claws, and I don't think it's physically possible what they're showing here. So I'm a little disappointed in the character design.
You can use that as a weapon. There's a weapon in Fallout 3 that's a Deathclaw gauntlet, and you take Deathclaw
You just
hand.
made me dribble my beard down my
Dribble
neck when
your
you said
beard
that.
down your beard. His beard broke and then fell down his beard.
But yeah, you could take their hands, and then you make them into like a power fist, and you use those claws as a weapon.
I fully support this augmentation.
It's hilarious.
And you can also use their eggs to make a great thing in Fallout New Vegas. I can't remember what it was.
A great breakfast omelet?
I think that's what it was, actually.
That heals all your stats.
That and
or
like the
something?
Rad Scorpion stew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the mechanic they introduced in Fallout New Vegas with the like cybernetic augmentations, I wonder what they'll do with that in the Fallout 4. The reason being is because of the Institute. And the fact that they're so technologically advanced, I wonder if he'll be able to get some really awesome.
Well, yeah, 'cause, like look at what happened at like Big Mountain and all that stuff.
How big was the worlds of Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3? Well, compared to each other, and then how big do you think 4 is going to actually be?
That's a good question.
I think they were fairly comparable. I remember doing a lot more walking in New Vegas, though.
World size.
But that area of the country is also a lot more sparse than it is, like on the East Coast. So that kind of follows.
And the city section of Fallout 3 wasn't as like one-to-one because it was just like certain like pockets within this one big area that you could access.
Yeah. Yeah.
This website's not loading.
So I found the phenomenon, like when I played Fallout 3 in New Vegas, that I now know the layout of those cities almost by heart. So I'm looking forward to the fact that I'll be able to know what Boston is like on a street level.
I just want to get around in a nuclear fallout Fenway Park. That's gonna be cool.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be neat. I know they showed like the Constitution, like that old ship.
The USS Constitution with fucking rockets on it for
Yeah.
whatever reason.
Will it be like one of those Fallout 3 things where you have a big ass ally in the end and then you take him through to the end in a huge battle?
I don't know how you could get an old like 1700s era warship in that universe, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm up for whatever because it's Fallout.
It's like the future past. How couldn't you?
That's true. I mean, it looks like it was on top of a building. Maybe it like washed up or something. Who knows?
Well, it almost looks like it's been in a dry dock.
Maybe. All speculation.
Yeah.
I like how in the Mind Grumps chat for the game I'm playing right now, there's hoping that the dog will be a playable character.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
You just wait for modders to get their hands on it.
Yes,
Hey,
I want that to
GTA
be
5.
You get to customize a dog, and then you just play as the dog. Like maybe that's a tutorial level, like just showing you how to like pick up basic stuff and kind of move around the world. It's just you as the dog in the pre-bombs era, like for that bit, and then you actually continue on with a human later.
And Fallout 3, you played as a child in the beginning, so they're pretty close.
You grew up with your character. With Liam Neeson as your father. Everyone's trained. But, so, speaking of a Bethesda property, I forgot Elder Scrolls Online is coming to console next week.
Yay! I can't wait to
I saw something like
do
that.
something with that.
I'm not going to do a damn thing with it.
I'm curious to see if it works.
I was gonna get it because it's free to play now on the PC soon-ish, but for a console, I don't even have this console. But I hope it's actually good.
I'll check it out when it goes free to play.
No, it is free to play.
Yeah, it's free to play. It's launching free to play.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
well, shit. I'm gonna have to check it out now.
Yeah, yes, has been free to play for I think a couple months now.
Oh well, I've just been that uninterested in it.
I think now that
it broke my heart, and I am.
I think now that it is free, it's definitely worth playing at least a little bit of it. Especially since now they've had. Hopefully, I haven't actually looked into it in a while, but hopefully they've had time to patch a lot of the errors that we were running into. But to be fair, it was back in when it was still the beta testing, or at least what we were doing with it.
Oh, so here's something interesting. It's kind of related to what we were talking. I was trying to find a map comparison of the Fallout games, but I failed. And instead, I found another map comparison that the map to Far Cry 2 is bigger in scale than the map to Oblivion.
Really?
I did not know that.
Oblivion's not too big.
You just move really slow without a horse.
Really, really slow.
Yeah, even with a horse, they were rather slow unless I had like Shadow Mare.
But I mean, like the whole point of that game is to get around with fast travel.
Oblivion is about 16 miles squared, and Far Cry 2 is 31 miles squared. So, just a cool little tidbit. I'm going to continue searching on the thing for Fallout, but I just wanted to share that.
I'm just looking at Fallout screenshots. It's awesome.
Oh, internet, don't fail me
they're
now.
looking stuff up. Got a little bit of other news. Like the file size for Batman Arkham Knight has been released. So, like, how big you're going to need to stick it on your consoles.
Stick it.
Yeah.
How big is it?
45 gigabytes at launch.
Bah,
no patches or anything.
That is pretty damn big for a game.
With no patches yet. And no DLC yet. Unless it's preloaded into that 45. Which it might be.
I have game files with, like, dozens of mods on them that don't even touch that.
Yeah. And then also, the guy who did Furious 7, which was a badass movie in my opinion, is the guy doing DC's Aquaman movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the guy from Stargate Atlantis?
Yeah, Jason Momoa.
Nice.
More importantly, Khal Drogo.
Well,
but Ronan Dex is awesome, so I'll give you that.
Yeah. He was in Stargate Atlantis way longer than he was in Game of Thrones.
But culturally, more people are going to know him for Khal Drogo, just because of the sheer numbers.
I guess that's true.
Like at what? Game of Thrones was getting 18 million people watching at one point? Something like that?
Damn.
So yeah, more people saw that in like its first season than in the entire run of Stargate Atlantis.
I can understand why. I watched the pilot to Stargate Atlantis, and it was really shitty.
That's just the pilot.
That was a series that needed to wait 4 or 5 years because Universe had some of the coolest looking set pieces like of the whole franchise because it had the technology to really deliver on what that universe offers, which is some really cool shit. But they were a little too soon. So they played up the cheesy side of it because the sci-fi side couldn't be there because of the technology limitations. So
yeah, I get that, but and what you said, Webwave. My response to that is, pilots are supposed to grab your attention and make you interested in watching more of the show. It's like, oh, I see this idea you have. It's interesting. Yes, more of that, please. And with the pilot to Stargate Atlantis, I'm like, no more of this, please. I don't like any of it.
Were you a fan of SG-1? Because I will say, from the structure of the pilot of Atlantis, it is very much a spin-off of SG-1. Like, you have O'Neill, references to all the stuff that happened in SG-1. Like, if you weren't following that show, you're kind of lost. They don't have a ton of exposition, like with how the drones work and stuff. He just sits in the chair, and all of a sudden he's blowing shit up. Like, it just kind of happens.
Well, that's how I do things.
And, like... I'd already bought into the universe when I got hooked on the Stargate Atlantis. So
that's true. Like the first episode is the Ancients, and if you're like,
what the fuck? Like, there's so much lore that's packed in there that it's gonna take you a while to get caught up. You're better off just rewatching like SG-1 and going from there because they're so close together, you can't like separate them.
I didn't care for SG-1 either. I tried watching it. I just the whole Stargate thing in general. I liked the movie, but the TV show.
I really wish I had my camera on for when you said you liked the movie and not the show. I just made like the biggest grimace.
So the movie is terrible.
They're making a new one.
I don't know. There's something charming. There's something charming about it.
Heck, Sister Act is getting a remake.
Yeah, so Webwave, no, I will never say that the Stargate movie was good. I think it's a terrible movie, but there's something about it that I find charming in a way. I didn't get anything
James Spader, isn't it?
Warm and fuzzy out of the maybe. That's
he's awesome in anything. He's James fucking Spader.
Yeah, I didn't get any good feeling out of the series though. So I don't know. I like the idea. The whole reason why I keep on trying Stargate with each iteration that comes out, I like the idea of it. Like, everything on paper screams, you're gonna love this. And then I watch it, and I'm like, holy shit, this is terrible.
Did you get to Season 2 of Universe?
No, I couldn't get to
I think that's the all-around best season of any Stargate show. Hands down. Got some great stories. The characters don't suck anymore, because, like, they brought some new writers on board. Like, Season 1,
don't suck anymore.
It was a shot in the dark, and, like, they didn't think it would work. So they gave it shitty writers, and it was just bad directors, and you could tell it suffered.
Tegan says Farscape was better.
Oh, Farscape was like the best damn show because it was the only non-Star Trek show on the air at the time. It was fantastic.
There was an episode in Stargate where they referenced.
It was the 200th episode where Ben Browder's like, "Here's what I'd do for the movie," and it's all Farscape stuff. It's fantastic. I watch way too much Stargate.
That's when Claudia Black and the other guy.
Yeah, Ben Browder.
Yeah, well, on the show then.
Yeah, Cam Mitchell. I think that was his name, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Again, either too much or not enough Stargate. That's how much I've watched.
One of those things.
I don't think I've watched much Stargate at all.
Potentially 3 times through the whole 10 seasons on Netflix.
Damn.
Alrighty. So there was another in addition to the Fallout 4 getting released, the trailer, another not officially announced yet apparently, but another big rumor is that the massive Silent Hills project that was written off, they're scheduled to stop doing, is actually going to be continued, but through Xbox this time.
Yeah.
And the one thing that makes me really happy, and it's kind of funny the way it worked out, is that an anonymous source has reportedly told Rooster Teeth that Microsoft is in talks with Konami to purchase Silent Hills. I like how Rooster Teeth is receiving this news.
Well, I mean, the source had worked with the Inside Gaming guys before. And I have a theory. They were like saying the $1 billion is too much. I don't think it's just for Silent Hills. I think Microsoft is going to purchase multiple properties from Konami, and that's why the number was getting thrown out.
Microsoft Metal Gear.
Probably not Metal Gear, because they've already said Konami is
though,
going to continue working on that because they can make it a mobile game. That's their plan anyway. But I think they're going to buy multiple Konami properties, and Silent Hills is the centerpiece of that purchase. That's why the $1 billion was out there. That's my theory anyway.
What are some of the other games that Konami is?
Because Silent Hills is not worth that much. Like,
is it though?
No, like I follow the Kind of Funny guys. Colin Moriarty is like a great a lot of the stuff he nails. Because in terms of total sales, the most it could have ever made is $600 million in all its incarnations in the past. Given everyone bought it at full price value. $600 million is the most it ever could have made. So why would you spend over $1 billion for that property? Do you really think it's going to do that well going forward? Because games cost now just as much as they did to buy, but they're more expensive to make now. So your profit margin is less. So are you going to spend that much money? That's why I think they're going to be buying multiple properties for that amount of money.
Oh, maybe they're going to buy Zone of the Endos. I'm looking up some of the games that
Microsoft presents Bomberman.
It'd make a great Xbox Live Arcade title.
Well,
it really would.
It's been a really long time since I've seen something good come out of Konami.
Metal Gear Rising?
Can you guys name anything?
Metal Gear Rising? Metal Gear Rising. Metal Gear Rising.
No. Something other than
for the longest time, they haven't been developing games. They've been developing gambling stuff in Japan.
That's where Konami make Dragon Ball Raging Blast? Weren't they part of that?
I'm not sure.
That was pretty great, but they might not.
Apparently Fusion says they're buying Dance Dance Revolution.
Well, that would take competition from their own first-party dance game if they bought it. The only one would be.
Haven't they even been doing anything with that title, though? Haven't they just been sitting on it, and not doing anything with it?
Well, it's because it doesn't compete with like Just Dance and that kind of stuff. You take the assets and the resources of a better developer, give it to your IP. Your IP all of a sudden is that much better, and is the only one of two gaming games on the market or dancing games on the market. You stand to make more money by spending something to get an IP you're not going to do anything with, just to get the assets and like that kind of stuff.
Or the name.
And the name
I
too.
mean, the name carries some weight.
The name is important.
It's like, but they totally could have taken Dance Dance Revolution and
exactly with the Kinect
modernized
you see what I mean?
Yeah, and they so could have like blown Just Dance out of the water, because just the game series Just Dance is so simple, like almost painfully so. But they're so fucking lazy. They just choose to not do a damn thing with this IP, and they're just like, nope, we're gonna sit on it because we've got this other thing is out and it's better. So why bother?
I could see a great DDR title because the Kinect 2.0. I've seen like some tech demos, been through a few of them. Fucking cool, and nobody uses it to the fullest potential. Nobody. Like there's some really cool features in there, and how it works and how it like tracks your motion and stuff. It's awesome. And I think that'd make a really interesting
but there's
IP.
Definitely a lot of games that don't utilize that at all.
Especially if they want to like support the Kinect as a resource, which they spent so much money to make. They need to make a cool game with it, and I think that could be it.
Well, you have to keep in mind where Kinect came from, though. And Kinect was Microsoft's attempt of like reinventing the waggle remote that the Wii came out with way back when. So I think the whole. I agree that the Kinect has a lot of potential that is utterly wasted, but I think the reason why it's wasted is that everyone knows why it exists in the first place, so no one can take it seriously.
Didn't Microsoft
I just realized
that, Star Wars,
Twitch chat?
That Star Wars game with the
Han Solo one?
With the dancing.
Yeah, we just watched that last night.
with the
the
lightsaber that was the remote, and then like there was the video camera that was like
the Kinect lightsaber ones. Yeah, that was fantastic.
No, it wasn't the Kinect game. It was like long before. This was like original Xbox these.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. There was a Wii one that had the Wii lightsabers, wasn't it? Wasn't it just called like Star Wars lightsabers? I'm talking a different game than what you're talking about, Nobod. There was a Wii game that came out with that. And that was its whole gimmick, is like, you're just going to fight with lightsabers. That's all you're going to do. There's no story, you're just fighting lightsabers.
I thought that was just Xbox.
I don't know. Maybe it was.
Because I remember John was doing like the kind of a little JonTron video about something that was just basically waving the lightsaber around.
I do believe that might have been it.
Unless there was another one, because the only one I can think for the Wii is the Force Unleashed game, which was rather fun to just kind of swing your
I have that game.
Wii remote around.
Starkiller was a fantastic character.
It's always fun
I wish
to
he was
swing
canon.
your remote
I wish
around.
Starkiller was canon.
Bendak Starkiller?
What?
Bendak
Was
Starkiller?
Starkiller any?
Yeah, his name is Starkiller.
Why not Starkiller? But I mean, was he any good of a character? I never played the Force Unleashed,
It
but
was
it just
fantastic.
seemed like a weird spin-off.
It is a weird spin-off, but for the game, it's kind of like Rising. For the game itself, it is really awesome.
It was a great bridge between what happens in, like,
Wasn't Bendak Starkiller
Right after
the guy from Knights of the Old Republic, the Mandalorian in the fight arena?
It's possible. I know Starkiller was the name that they wanted for Luke Skywalker before production, but then they're like, "No, that sounds a little too aggressive, so we'll make him Skywalker." Like,
oh my god!
And Lucas's
Dude,
daughter,
he was.
helped
Bendak
with the
Starkiller
development.
was the guy from he was the Mandalorian in the fight arena on the first place.
Oh.
Huh.
Once you crash on the ship onto that fucking.
But anyway, yeah, Force Unleashed was a great bridge between the fallout of Episode 3 and New Hope. Really set up, like, the foundations of the rebellion and, like, what we knew as the rebellion, instead of like in what's that new one right now that's just out? Rebels. There's not a ton to connect it to the new, like, what came out with New Hope and stuff like that. So, I wish they'd kept those two games canon, because they were really cool. Dealt with some cool stuff with the Force, like how do the clones with the Force stuff work? Because there were clones in the books and stuff that had the Force potential and all that kind of stuff. One of which was like the most powerful Jedi ever. He like moved a fleet of starships with his mind like halfway across the galaxy. It's fantastic.
Man, that's some like.
Haven't we all?
And then he immediately went brain dead and like he was dead.
That's some like Emperor of Man bullshit. Of like, I'm gonna move an entire planet into the warp with my mind.
Yeah.
Time warp. Okay.
But yes, Fusion. I want Konami to sell Microsoft the rights to the Yu-Gi-Oh games. I want a really good multiplayer Yu-Gi-Oh game
that we can use on Kinect.
Wait.
One of the achievements is just Blue Eyes White Dragon.
And then you get the stuff from like
No, my
Eternal
blue
Duel of
eyes.
Soul. You can put in your own cards. Yes.
Yeah, remember, isn't Microsoft doing something with that like VR like
Legion?
stuff within a room stuff?
Yeah.
What
Everybody's
if-
in that.
What if they did a Yu-Gi-Oh game with that?
Within the show's universe, like in the animations
that
for the show and everything.
So you can make your own
my
like
God. And
show
you use-
equivalent of 3D.
Yeah.
You use those goggles. You use those
the dual
goggles
disc
and,
is
like,
what's going to be there and all that.
You use the goggles and like the dual room is like in front of you, and then like the
Yeah,
everything's
it's
animated
just
and
like
popping
it's
up.
simulated in the anime, like that style.
Yes.
Oh
Probably-
my god!
That would be amazing. I want this. Microsoft,
Micro-
listen,
geeking.
Phil Spencer, make it fucking happen.
And they put in Easter eggs, like if you play Exodia, like your game will shut down.
Yeah, everything just breaks.
Or the screen just flashes white,
yeah, basically.
and it's just a mic dropping. Done. I really wanted Bethesda to announce the Fallout collection today too, like or yesterday, today with the trailer too. Like I don't know, just like here's Fallout 4. Oh yeah, today you can pre-order for the collection.
That would be great,
to
though.
get
I
it
feel
like before the summer's done. You're playing Fallout 3 and New Vegas remastered for the new consoles for a 3-month lead up to Fallout 4.
Yeah, what if they were like, Fallout 4 today? Oh, you missed Fallout 3 in New Vegas? You can buy those too. Like, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think that's going to be part of their E3 press conferences because they had
When's
the
E3?
logos in the coding for that Countdown website. They had the 360 and the PS3 logos.
Oh, really?
Yes, that was in the coding, and they were not on the finished product. But like, why would you even think about putting them in there if it wasn't at least at some point part of the point to have
Are
them
they
in
just
there?
putting shit into those videos because they know people are going to geek out and like search through every kilobyte of data?
Well, it was in an earlier part of
They
the code.
might.
It was one of the first things people found were those logos because it was like not as far into it as some of the other stuff. They were in a different spot. So like they were apparently supposed to be part of a different announcement than the pre-orders for the Xbox One, PS4, and PC only for 4. So and then they just didn't show up in the finished version of the site. So I think that'll be part of the E3 show, which I'm gonna be like my boss won't be happy, but I'm gonna be pulling out my phone and be looking at it on the sales floor Like, sorry, you want to buy a TV? Nope, I'm watching the Bethesda press conference. Leave me
No,
alone.
you should just be like.
They'll probably watch with you.
No, you should hook up the Bethesda press conference to the TVs and have
We've
that
tried
as the
doing
demo.
They don't.
get
They don't enable screen mirroring on a lot of different TVs that you get in retail. Precisely for the reason they don't want people on their phones pulling up porn and shit
That's very racist.
in the middle of the store.
Ah, well then just put on the biggest one.
Yeah, and just be like, why are you doing this?
We did get their new 4K, and we got the new Sony one, and it's fucking boss.
Yeah, just put the Bethesda press conference on the 4K, and then if there's any secondary stream, put it on.
We don't have
the
the good enough. We don't have good enough internet for it. I would if we had it. Our Wi-Fi sucks.
You disappoint. You have failed me for the last time.
Best Buy's failed you. I haven't. I'm trying, man. I'm limited by the technology of my time. Shit, what did
You are
I
truly
steal
the
that from?
Nikola Tesla. Bro.
One of the last
Iron Man 2. That's what I stole it from.
One of the last game announcements that came out recently was this Lego Minecraft.
Yeah, that looks interesting.
The nose, the Rooster Teeth nose, like little video of it was titled "The Minecraft Killer."
I'm getting kind of tired of the titles. They're very.
I know, like I mentioned that too. It's like
Very
clickbait,
clickbaity.
and it's like, stop! You guys are better than that.
Like that's part of like Funhouse's stick, which is fine, but they weren't the ones making that video. That was Ashley and Megan stuff. So like, why? I don't like it.
I do like the concept of like while Minecraft is very customizable and you can do a buttload, it the amount of stuff that you could do with Legos, like you could probably fit 4 Legos across the space of one Minecraft block.
Yeah, it looked way more detailed.
So you could make immensely detailed, which would mean people would spend like twice as much time trying to make. If the game works, try twice as much time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
grandiose
purely a
computers.
creative experience, kind of like Project Spark, whereas like I don't see how you make a survival thing out of it, especially with how they marketed it.
Unless they kind of make it like a Minecraft mirror in that everything about it is Minecraft, but it's more detailed because Lego.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I also want to see if you can make like not static stuff. Like after being on a huge Space Engineers binge for like the last couple days,
They showed a
I want to
moving
be able to,
driller,
yeah,
like that,
I wanna
like
be
it
able to
drilled
make
through a
stuff.
mountain, and so I'm like,
yeah.
that was cool, but I don't know.
But can you do it?
What do
in
you
game?
mean static stuff? You mean you want to make a creation and then be able to?
I want
use
to be able to
your
make the
creations?
Batmobile that moves. That's what I want to be able to do.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know Minecraft is
Where you
fun,
just
but
hold
you
the
can
B
only
button
make-
and it builds everything for you?
No, like it actually moves across the screen.
Yeah.
That's how the Lego games have been in the past. Like every Lego Star Wars, Lego Indiana Jones, all those Lego games have been technically Lego, but really it was just the Lego aesthetic. And then any building parts usually involve just holding a button.
Yeah.
While your character.
Yeah,
threw
but
all
like
the
in this one,
pieces.
if they're going to make it, you can build it whatever the hell you want. If it's supposed to be able to run and move, I want it to be able to actually
That would be
do that.
awesome,
Because
like
there were
getting-
some old mods for Minecraft that you could do that.
Oh, there's tons of mods where you can make all
at least the
sorts
ones
of
I used to have.
movable
I don't have them
vehicles.
anymore because I changed computers. But
Like you can make an airship in Minecraft. I know
there's
that.
some
Like
awesome
different
mods,
parts.
but like that's not in the the finished product of the game.
oh
Like,
yeah.
I want the out of the box or out of the digital file, whatever, it to be able to do that.
like engine pieces and wheel pieces.
Yeah,
and,
like what was that game where like you could build structures and you had that gun that like would pick up stuff? Adam and Joel did a how-to in it.
Gmod?
Garry's is like that.
Yeah,
but-
that's what it was. Yeah, I just
Yeah,
couldn't think of the
okay.
name of it. Like, but that meets Minecraft meets Lego. Go. I think that'd be
Meets
really
Space
awesome.
Engineers.
Meet space engineers in space. What would it? You
Well,
said
then they're
that
just
we're
space
adding
engineers.
planets to that. Like,
That's the end game. Is that they want to add planets with atmosphere and gravity, and they're getting ready to like do some optimization stuff, and they are making a separate game called Medieval Engineers, which already has like planet-like environments. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm excited. It's going to be some good fun.
That's my Space Engineers update of the week. Stay tuned next week.
I enjoy Space
Oh.
Engineers.
Oh,
I
forgot
do
about this.
enjoy.
I need to
videos
talk
of
about
Space
this.
Engineers.
you're making like every single time we talk about it. I'm like, that sounds fun, and I want to join you on that and see what it's
I
like.
really want to join. Webway playing Space Engineers. I think something really awesome could be happening.
Like giant fish.
I can imagine like just how we're all making TFtopia on Minecraft. I'd like to see us all like trying to build a spaceship, and then say Webwave is in the middle of the engine room, and then you just hear an explosion. Webwave turns around, the back half of his ship is floating off,
and there's Tejan running away.
We could call it the Threadnought, like a dreadnought, but with threads.
I love it.
Battlestar Threadica.
Yes.
Battle Thread Galactica.
Yes, that's even better. That's even better.
Speaking of threads, we have an announcement.
Fallout 4!
Yes!
Okay.
Fallout 4, now with threads in it.
Real quick before... Okay.
As of now, our panel for RTX has been officially confirmed. No details about it or anything like that, like scheduling, has been set in stone yet. But the actual panel itself is indeed going to happen.
Cue the confetti!
Yes. It's gonna happen, everybody.
And the Ron Paul gifts. It's happening!
I saw one of those with the Vault Boy head on it just a few moments ago, and I'm like, yes.
Like, well played, Internet. That's what the Internet is for. Thank you.
Oh, I need to watch that Shia LaBeouf green screen
Yes, you
thing,
do!
because I hear
There are so many
really
good
funny.
ones. Like, the Damn It Shia is my favorite. Like... He cut him into a shitty cell phone video about like, damn it, Shia, why are you on my porch yelling at me? It's fantastic.
Please.
Like, I'm calling the cops.
Do it! I'm quite excited. All the confetti. Indeed, Tejan, all the confetti.
Can we get some confetti poppers for the panel?
Your bodies
I think
now.
that's a must.
Yeah, Zelda, that's gonna be what we need. You need to ask that as part of our... Part of our needs is just confetti poppers. We don't need mics or
three on every
anything
chair.
like that. Just confetti poppers.
Yes,
we just pop 6 confetti poppers and then like drop the mic.
And then we all need to pitch in, buy things of Jello. Be like, you get some Jello. You get some Jello.
Instead of the ball pit, we have the Jello pit.
Oh God.
I'm swimming.
No, do you remember the plan we came up with?
Yeah, the pool full of Jello, but
to
realistically,
the pool.
if we were ever going to do a joke like that, just a kiddie pool full
Fusion,
of Jello would
the
already
panel's
be
gonna
like
be like Sucker Punch.
$100.
Beautiful movie. Kind of shitty, though. That's what this panel's going to be.
What's a beautiful movie but kind of shitty?
Sucker Punch.
Oh.
I've yet to see that movie. Don't spoil anything.
I really like that.
I like the visual style of it.
Exactly. Visually awesome. Not so much with
Use
the content.
confetti poppers in the panel, we'd just be banned.
I don't think so.
Okay, then we get little bags of...
How about we hand out confetti poppers and then pass around trash bags?
Okay,
and be
no.
like,
It's a simulate. I'll just as part of the slideshow in the back, I'll just have like a confetti popper, like the grunt noise. Yay!
No. You hand out confetti poppers and then you have a trash bag, and it's like you can use the confetti poppers, but it has to
In
be
the
shot
trash
into
bag.
the trash bag.
You can only confetti pop right into the trash bag. Okay, your turn. Here you go. Your
We
turn.
just get an inflatable pool, like the ball pit, but then it's like if you want to use the poppers, you have to do it in the pool.
And then we
make
hide
sure
a
that all
snake
the
in
stuff
there,
went in
and
the pool.
then people die.
The confetti pool. I don't think that would get us another panel if we killed all the people that are attending.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a good thing. We should
Just like for
probably not do
longevity, maybe we want to keep the people visiting alive.
that. Yes. And the description just needs to be,
Solid
instead
game.
of the we, us, our, just like threads. Like, what the fuck are we threads saying? Threads will have to be at the panel to find out. Bam. Description.
No, we'll clickbait. Do the kind of clickbait equivalent and just put on a board outside, like the panel killer.
Yeah. Will this panel suck?
This panel will ruin RTX.
Oh, we need to make it like the worst video title like ever, like the Panel Killer 3, the paneling, something like that. Just go nuts with like the weird titles. That'd be awesome.
No, yeah, most of it's already been
I know.
set kind
I'm
of
aware.
title wise, but still, that would be great if we just put out the outside sign. Just
Like last
whatever.
year's Greg Miller one was probably my favorite. I can't even remember
What
what it
was
was, but it was.
Oh, awesome. I remember that. Yeah, the Greg Miller. Yeah,
Haha, you're hilarious.
I get it.
What?
It was Greg Miller's guide to to killing campers and winning the gauntlet.
It's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was our announcement on the sea of announcements of today.
Announcement
So
party.
did you guys hear about Fallout 4?
I did.
No.
When will
The
Fallout
colors
5 be
in it look
confirmed?
really great.
Fallout 5 confirmed.
Now we just need.
No,
to
it
wait
will
for
be
Half-Life.
the Vault Dweller will return.
I'm still waiting for Fallout 2 too.
Fallout 2 too.
I'm still waiting for
Two
Fallout
squared.
Dog. Like, I just want to play as the dog the entire Fallout game.
That's a
There's probably
DLC.
gonna be mods for that.
Please to have at least like a pet dog. Like hopefully there's a reason why the dog was such a like integral part of the trailer, other than just being
they just
showing
put
up.
it-
with
The dog
pet
wasn't-
They just put the dog in the trailer, and there's not going to be a single dog in the entire game, and it's going to drive people
It-
crazy.
It's only going to be
You've
like a
asked for
Blade
Fallout
Wolf style
4,
robot
and now
dog.
this is
That's
what you
it.
get.
There was a dog gun in Fallout New Vegas.
There was. It was in the DLC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
was it the K9000 or whatever?
Yep. And
Anyway, that's probably enough Fallout for today.
yeah, I do have two things I want to talk about. Like they're literally going to take
Oh,
like
good.
5 seconds before we leave. Number one, if you're a
Do it.
fan of Marvel Comics or Wolverine, Old Man Logan is back in because of their whole Secret Wars thing, and it's pretty freaking cool. I think Brian Azzarello's doing the. I think it's him, or is it Michael Bendis doing it? I can't remember. Fusion probably knows. Maybe Tejan does.
Fusion, quick
But
answer.
Old
before
Man
he's
Logan
done.
is one of the like all-time great Wolverine stories and one of the all-time great comic books. Just great stuff, and it's set in the same universe and everything. I've heard it's not quite as good, but like that's relative because Old Man Logan was freaking amazing. But also the like worst Spider-Man story ever has been undone, and he now has a kid and a wife again. So yes, at least for a short time because of Secret Wars. So if you're into comics, that's some stuff for you.
When's the Fallout 4 comic coming out?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's already out. It's not canon, but it's out.
Oh, is it? I was making a joke.
Well, there's probably a
not
bunch
really
of comics. I would imagine, like just fan art comics all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, I know Hickman's writing the whole Secret Wars saga fusion. I'm talking like the individual Old Man Logan book. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably too much talking at the chat directly.
Well, if you talk in the chat, just say Fusion stated that
Yeah.
John Hickman is
Yes,
writing Secret
okay.
Wars.
Yes. But yeah, we're like at an hour, aren't we?
Yeah.
We are, yeah.
Are we going to finish on time?
No, we're technically already
I don't.
over
I
by,
mean,
like,
I
2
don't think
minutes.
we're gonna try. We should try to aim for the dot because that'll be a little difficult.
I want it to be
Why
59,
not?
59.
It's good to have goals.
Just
Oh
damn.
gosh, that would irk me like.
I think it'd be
seeing that
amazing.
number And it not being complete. I would
then
extend
the
the,
next one needs to
podcast
be-
length with dead air. If that
Next one
point.
needs to be 10001.
101.9. Okay.
And after this, TFT talks Fallout. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I mean,
I think we said everything.
fair-
we
But
needed to
it's a
say.
good enough topic to make it worth it.
I don't know. if
Yeah,
there's
just edit
anything
this
we can say.
podcast together.
So what we can say now is the closing spiel. Since Tejan Lee's not there, we just go ahead and say thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. If you want more of us, you can always find us on Twitter at the Forum Thread. We've got our Facebook page. We've got our 2 YouTube pages of the Forum Thread and TFT Plays. You can also find us on iTunes. And of course on the Rooster Teeth website. Thanks again for joining us tonight. We will be doing this again, same time, next week. Catch y'all later.
bye.
He just changed it mid-by. Okay.
Yeah, because I just realized I accidentally said it like abridged.
Yeah, you
Like-
sounded like a pterodactyl bird.
Carry eye bird away.